closest I must have said was, did I hit him? I know I said I hit him, but did I really say it as many times as law enforcement's claiming I said it?
So did you go in reverse 24 miles an hour, 53 feet?
The date is what the date is.
Yeah, you're gonna do anything today?
Maybe a little later. I only have 14 more episodes of Vampire Diaries left.
Kaylee, what are you gonna do later? Kaylee!
What? Can Bella come over?
Kaylee, are you hungry?
No.
What are you doing?
Kickball.
Kaylee, are you still in school? Kaylee, do you have any homework? Kaylee, what are your plans for today? Kaylee, can you hear me? Kaylee.
What's up?
Johnny's never coming home, right? He's just not coming home. The pain, the damage was already done. He's never coming back. The media needs to take responsibility for their part in this. I'm not saying it was totally there, but for their part in this, for allowing themselves to choose sides, for allowing themselves to be part of the fuel for that fire that caught and wound up outside of that courthouse.
I got you. Oh my God. Get this shit.
The defense chose a strategy, a very strategic strategy, to sell their story and disseminate to the public, potential jury pool, in a way they thought best fit their needs.
Stop talking about them. Stop looking. People invested their lives in the last 30 plus days or even 3 years or so in this, and they're zeroing in on people on the family side of that bench, and they would constantly go on social media, point things out, and say terrible things. This is a grieving family. It's unacceptable. And we know in the first trial, walking in that door, everybody screamed and yelled, cop killers, cop killers. It was unbelievable. And then they learned, it's bad PR, so we're going to stop that now. And they did, but they didn't stop online. The niece and nephew that Johnny took in, they're incredible kids. But the kids, they're on social media. You can't stop that. And they see it. And they see the pain of the family, of the grandparents. So when you consider saying something about the O'Keefes, well, Paul, leave Paul alone. It's time to leave him alone. He deserves to grieve. We understand the verdict is in. She's free to do whatever she wants in this life, right? But that pain is not going to stop for that family, or for the friends, or for any of us. And the world is going to miss out on a tremendous individual. And it doesn't change the fact that we know who did it, right? We know who did it. Just didn't get the guilty. Wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt in this jury's eyes. It's unfortunate. And anyway, I appreciate you letting me say that. Yeah.
Wow, that was pretty powerful.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Mama Llama, and I'm here with my girls, Julie and Lydia, tonight. Hi, girls.
Howdy.
Tonight, we're joined by John Jackson, a close friend of John O'Keefe. As you all know, John O'Keefe has too often been lost in all of this. And tonight, we want to bring the focus back to him. So we're going to bring John in and basically give him the floor to just tell us about John and share some memories and just some funny stories and just have a chat with him. Hi, friend.
Hey, guys.
Hey, John.
Hello. Thanks. Thank you for this.
John.
Appreciate it. It's good to
So
we just
good
met
to see you.
backstage, but very nice. Very nice. Thanks for having me on here. This is going to be good. This is we've done a few things. You've seen a few of us online, and some of these shows you've seen us in. It's you do 3 hours of an interview, and you're on there for 6 minutes. So all the good stuff is cut and left on the floor, and you always see us like, oh, boo-hoo, and you see us talking about the wake and the funeral. It's all important stuff. Very, very much is. But the stuff where we had the producers and the camera people laughing behind the scenes, they cut that out because it didn't fit their whatever their arc was in the story. So at least here I get to say a few of the things, and we'll get them out there, so you kind of get a flavor of what it was like to know him, and not just the heroic stuff he did, which is it's unimpeachable. He's just an incredible man who did some really, really like I said before, heroic stuff. Like you want to be that guy, and he was that guy. So but that whoever made that video, that got me. That just got me.
I know, same.
Yeah, that was seeing him moving in videos, and I've seen it, but I wasn't ready for it now. So it got me. But
yeah, it was pretty powerful.
We're coming up on 4 years too. So
Yeah.
So stuff. First, let's get this right out. Pineapple and ricotta on pizza is delicious. Just so you know, it's delicious. Try it.
I agree.
It's fantastic. Ricotta cheese, it's so good. It's done right. It's good. So pineapple and ricotta.
Somebody cut John's
no
food.
argument.
I agree.
There's no argument. So how do you want to do? You want me to just start talking about
I
it a little
agree.
bit?
Yeah, we want to just give you the floor and just,
All right,
just
so-
let you tell everybody about John.
So I'll give you a quick background. I met Johnny in college. We both commuted to Northeastern. The story, I met him in orientation. So we grew up the town right next to each other, but didn't know each other. And so when we both went to Northeastern, didn't know each other, but we met there, and he was a slightly curmudgeon, right? Like even for a teenager, it's like the background, and so they had all the students kind of get down on the floor at one point during orientation. This is before school started. This is in the summer. And, I'm an idiot. I have like a scally cap on with like Irish flags on my shirt. I'm an idiot. Right. So, and he's all just straight laced. It's just how he is. And even at that age, and everybody sort of gets on the floor to do whatever. And they're doing like Pictionary or whatever. And these two kids are running the show, and they draw these stick figures with like these dreadlocks in them, right? And we're not even paying attention to the thing. I'm just talking to him. We're just meeting each other, right? And we're kind of kicking it off. And Braintree, I'm in Holbrook, whatever. So we grew up, and so you start getting to know him, and I'm looking, and nobody can figure out what this. And I just looked at the board. There was two stick figures of dread, and I just shouted out, "Das Effects," and that's who, right? And so they're like, "Hey, who said that?" It was up in the back. Oh yeah, and he just was like, who am I talking to? And it was like, from that moment, you knew he was fine. That's who he was, So, so we started school, first day of school, we had the same classes, and I'm late for everything. I'm still late for everything. He was super early for everything, annoying. I was annoying to him. So the parking garage, I was on the 5th floor. He was right front, first spot, first row. Right, that's how he was. And so first day of school, we come out, and I come down the garage because I'm way at the top. Right, and here he is. He's standing in front of his car. I didn't know it was this guy, but he's standing in front of it, and the car broke down. So I said, hop in. I'll give you a ride home. So I drove him home. I was like, you're like 15 minutes from my house. Like, if we're gonna commute, I can come up to your house. We can commute together, and that's how it started. And yeah, so that's 4 years of that. And
So you commuted together every day?
every day.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was Northeastern. So back then we had co-op.
Yeah.
And we tried the co-op thing, and then he was like, "Listen, let's get out of here. Let's go graduate with our friends and get out of here early." So we did it in the 4 years, and went to school in the summer too. So, but I mean, we did everything together, concerts and games and everything. So that's when we started going to. He went to opening day, Red Sox all the time, and that's when I started going with him. I had a good streak. I don't know, it was like 12, 13 years, 14, something like that. It was a long. Every year it was great.
Wow.
And then
Of openers.
then I stopped, and he still went. He had other crews and other people. Every once in a while, I'd go and show up. But that's kind of the background how I met him, and then it was on from there. So he's part of my life. So he's just a great guy. So we'll start there. That's kind of the background of it, and we would hang out all the time. Every day, every night, we'd go out together all the time. And I can, like, he was so quick-witted, but like quiet about it. So sometimes you would even hear the joke, I mean, he would break balls pretty good too. He was really good at that too. So, and sometimes you'd be like, wait, did you just, and he got you, he got you. And so it was way back I just remember taking us way back, but, we were watching ER. Remember ER came out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Something. So, we went to college from 94 to 98. So it was like 95 or something like that. And we were getting ready to go out one night, and ER was on in the background. And I just remember the story because this is how he worked. This is how his brain worked, right? He's just super funny and quick. But so we're watching the show, and at some point, the doctor, it doesn't matter, but the doctor makes a mistake, and then he's like there, and the nurse goes like, she clamps something and stops squirting blood, whatever. But fast forward like 2 hours later, we're getting ready to go out, and he's like, hey, I'll buzz your hair down. Like, he used to cut his own hair, he buzzed his own hair. He's like, I like make wings on it. He's like, let's buzz your hair down before we go out. You look like an animal, So so he takes the clippers out, and I'm sitting, two guys, where this is great. So he's buzzing my hair down. He's like, and he goes, he just gets me good. And he just goes, there, zoom. He keeps going. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. I was like, so he gets the mirror out. He made his mistake, and the nurse said there, and he put on a big like gash. And I was like, son of a bitch. That's how he was. He's just funny. He's just funny. These are the stories I remember, that the small things you try to dig out of your memory banks, and you have that person, the one-on-one time you had with them, that you can kind of just remember the silly stuff and the funny stuff, and I like those. I like those memories a lot. I can hear his voice, and seeing those videos get you, because that's his voice, tough. But I mean, I can tell you, as we get older, he was baby faced until, right when we graduated college, he still looked super young.
Yeah, he looked so young.
Grew. He still grew. Then he grew into it. Even as when he swore in as a cop there, I think he was 29. He still looked young. He still looked pretty young. He was kind of growing into it.
That picture.
Yeah, but 10 years before that, he looked even younger. He's 18 or 19. But as he kind of grew into it, he got more confidence, and he had some funny lines. He would he'd call on the phone and he'd be like, hey Johnny, what's up? Hey cheese dick, what's up, buddy? That's how he would talk. It's just a thing. He would just say it. It wouldn't be that all the time. It'd be something else.
Right?
Crazy, whatever. He dry one-liner. His jokes were super funny, but they were like dad jokes when we were kids too. Some awful ones. But I was telling some of the guys some of these stories, like when Johnny was not in a relationship, he was always. It was different going out with him when he wasn't. He wasn't with somebody. He looking for somebody, right? So I tell the story. So we go to Red Sox game. Well, it wasn't open day. It was a Red Sox game though, and I don't know if people knew, but Kristen's his brother-in-law, but Kristen's husband, his father was the CFO of the Red Sox for years. So we used to get incredible seats. Yeah, we used to we'd sit with the wives and the families and stuff. It was great, whatever.
Wow.
Get monster seats once in a while,
Wow.
But you'd get random seats, you'd get good tickets. It was fun. We went, many Red Sox games. But so, we're we got these great seats at third base, and it's like foul ball territory, so you have to be ready. And so the way the seats are at Fenway, you're facing the field, but the batter's over here, right? And Johnny is sitting this way, looking at the dugout of the opposing team, because in that opposing dugout there was a little area just to the left of it cut out for Heidi Watney. And Carrie might know. Do you know what Heidi Watney is?
Yes.
All right. So Heidi Watney was like a sideline reporter, or finessing, and she worked the Red Sox game, and she was beautiful, blonde, beautiful, right? So he is just it's like dude, the game, you're gonna be foul ball territory, you're gonna be ready, and he's just like, and so these two kids we didn't know sitting next to us, and he keeps talking to me about Heidi Watney, right? I mean, can't get it out of his head. And so these two kids are like, oh, he's like, hey, listen. He's like, you watch. I'll tell you. So he keeps drinking, has a couple more beers, and then he's like, hey, I'm gonna send her something. I was like, okay. You're gonna say, what are you gonna say? Right? She's working, dude, right? First of all, she's working. He's like, I'm gonna send her something. So he's, can't send her a drink. What are you gonna say? The lemonade vendor, the frozen lemonades. This is like Minute Maid, frozen lemonade, popsicle type thing, right? So I'm gonna send her one of those. So calls the vendor over, and he's like, "Hey, listen." He's like, "Let me get one of those." And he gives him a big tip. He says, "Look, just go over there and give it to Heidi Watney over there, and just let her know it's for me." He's like, "Here you go, thanks, buddy." And he just walk away. He's like, "You got any mind?" Typical Boston, but
that's amazing.
So he looks at me. He's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not doing it." And sure enough, that's like, all right. You know what? That's what it gives it to me. I go, I got to do it quick. We got to make a quick decision because it's hot out and it's a frozen lemonade. So I go up, I go around like a third, like we're in third grade. Excuse me, Heidi. Hey, excuse me, Heidi. No. She's like, yeah. I was like, listen, this is from that guy over there. He's standing there like, no. It's like pretty,
Stop it.
Oh my god. No. But I was like,
was she impressed? Like, was she impressed?
Oh yeah, totally impressed. Yeah.
I love it.
It's totally impressive.
Oh my god,
else,
that
Red
is
Sox
hilarious.
shirt and hat on. She's like, that guy with the Red Sox shirt. Yeah, the guy with the Red Sox shirt on the Red Sox game. Yeah, the idiot waving at you. So that's sort of like how it was when he wasn't when he was not in a relationship. That's what it was like. It was like trying to corral him into, hey, we're going. And it's those are the stories. Those are the funny things. There was we used to go to a lot of Bruins games, and one of Johnny's good friends used to bartend over at the Fours, which is do I have to spell it, Lydia? So the Fours, F-O-U-R, right? We talked earlier about the right? So
we're gonna have a little translation running across the bottom,
right?
Okay.
So with the Fours, and so we'd go over there after the Bruins game, and so there's one time we go over there, and it's not that busy, but it's after the game, and there's this beautiful blonde woman sitting at the bar, and she came in with Lyndon Byers, LB.
Stop.
You know who that is? Yeah. So she's with LB. So for those who don't know, Lyndon Byers used to play for the Bruins. He was their enforcer, so he was the fighter. Not really a goal scorer at all. Just there to fight, right? And we used to. It was great. It was great to He was very personable. I met him a few times, but this is before I met him. And sure enough, he knows everybody at the place. So he leaves her at the bar, and he goes and he talks to all the people, and he's whatever. Johnny gets up and he goes over and he starts talking to her.
Stop.
What are you doing, dude? oh yeah, this is what he right.
Stop it.
So he goes, he starts talking. He's buying a drink, whatever, and so.
Did he know she came in with LB?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Oh my
God. So this is what I mean. This is what it was like to go out with him. He's
That's
fun.
hilarious.
It was funny. He was serious about it. He wasn't like
right.
It wasn't like mean or like creepy about it. Like the Heidi Whiting a little creepy, maybe just a little bit. So like a little bit like childish way, but but so he goes, he's talking to her, and he's there for like an hour. LB doesn't even come by. He just keeps going right. So I go to the boys' room at one point, and he comes in. And I said, dude, listen, right or wrong, I don't care what happens. I'm there. I will fight. I'll do it. I am not taking a punch for this. I'm not getting punched by LB because you're being stupid, dude. Don't be an asshole. Like, I'm not involved. Like this, if this goes down, you're on your own on this one. Dude. Like, you know what you're doing. So the best case scenario happened though. LB finished talking to his friends, and he walked by and just says, "Let's go." And she gets up and walks out, and I was like, "Thank God, thank God." He's just like, just look at us like,
oh, that's
what did you think?
hilarious.
It was funny. So that's how he was. He was comical. He was just, and he would say stupid, dry stuff and funny stuff. Even in those situations, he'd be like, I can't say all the comments, but he would say some funny stuff. And I remember those moments are like burnt into my memory. It's for how funny, because then you go out and you laugh about it. You can't stop. Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
He's gonna get you. He's gonna put your shirt over your head. And so those are some of the things I think about, and I in moments where it's like the worst, right? So you're having tough moments, and you think about those, and you can't help it but laugh. You just have to laugh about it because you have to pull that out, and then really, really let yourself go to that moment and laugh about it.
Yeah. So
I mean, I can tell you, I don't know if it came out a little bit in the trial about the shoes, taking the shoes off.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was very anal retentive. It would be the best way to say it. He was very. So I mean, we'd walk through the house, and you'd take the picture, and you just like a little bit, and you keep walking, and you just wait. You'd wait. He'd walk by. He'd just not say anything. You'd take his wallet and you'd move it just a little bit, and he'd walk by and just put it back. And then, of course, if there's a bunch of us over and we're all doing little stuff, he'd be like,
"Yep,"
and finally be like, "Oh, you guys are fucking with me." He'd be like, "Oh yeah, we are. We've been doing it for a while. You just caught on, And yeah, dude, I've told the story. I don't know if it's been on any of the shows, or I don't think it made it anywhere. But Johnny's sister Kristen she was awesome. She was amazing. She had this laugh that it was like a big booming laugh, and you could hear it rooms away. She was very, very funny. They had like such a crazy good relationship. They were so close. Even before she got sick, I mean, they were super close. Thick as thieves. And she would mess with him too. And I've told the story a few times. It's one of my favorite stories. It was one of the moments where you like realize just how anal retentive he was. It was a Super Bowl party, and it was at his parents' house. A bunch of kids, Paul's friends were there, Johnny's, a few of us were there, a bunch of Kristen's friends were there, and we're all in the kitchen. And at one point, Johnny goes to the bathroom, and Kristen walks over to she's like, "Hey, watch this." She walks over to the microwave, and she hits the button, right? Just hits the button, so the time's not showing. And she's like, "See how long it takes him, right? Just see how long it takes him to notice." And he had this walk where it was like he just kind of like, it's just how he walked. It was this.
Terry Roberts talked about his walk too.
Yeah,
he was kind of hunched over a little bit, like, and he walked in, and he just walked right, like as he walked in, break stride, walked right in.
No.
He fixes the clock, and the room erupts. He just erupts in laughter. She's like, I told you, he knows right away,
Oh my God.
She would mess him a lot, but they
everybody's exchanging money for who won the bet.
Oh, we didn't have time to bet. That's how quick he did it. Like he just literally walked in the room, didn't even break stride. Boop, hits the button. and it would.
Oh my gosh!
It would be one of those moments.
That situational awareness probably helped him in his job.
Definitely. I've said it before. He was like if you went into a concert or you went to a whatever, he would be the one to know where the exits were, and like he was that guy. He was super aware of all that stuff that went on, and we were like, oh, but you just take care of us because we don't, none of us care. We're gonna have fun. And then he'd let loose, and if Johnny let loose, then it was like we had nobody. Nobody watching over us. So, but it was those are the times, man. I love it. I love those stories. I mean, I have a million of them. So, one of the things.
It's so nice to just hear about his real life, and not this story that people have. It's so nice to just hear about him as a person and a friend.
He had this it was like it could be annoying at times, but he had this dark sense of humor, right? This sort of no, it wasn't all dark, but the darker the funnier, right? We all have that. So and he would banter with you back and forth, and he was good. But he would do things that would annoy people to just see how long it took them to laugh or to snap or whatever. He would just to get that reaction. It was funny. He would do
That's
stuff.
the Irish gene pool.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's probably us. Yeah, we all have that over here. There's a story I was telling 2020, and they cut it. They didn't put it in. But we went to a bar once, and my girls love this story. There was we're playing pool or whatever, and there's a jukebox there, and he used to love the song "Sweet Home Alabama." Everybody knows he's an Alabama fan, but he used to love the song "Sweet Home Alabama," and he goes over the machine, he puts $20 in or whatever it is, and he plays the song 20 times. It's probably $5, but it was a while ago. So he put the money in, he plugs it in, and he sets it 20 times. Play the song 20 times in a row. So the first, right? Yeah, you can already tell how annoying this is, right?
Yeah.
So first song comes on, everybody's like, oh yeah, I love the song. Everybody loves that song to start, It comes on again, second time, third time. People are like, oh, okay, right, yeah, third time. Sixth time, people are like, who played this? Who played this, And we're just playing pool, and he's snickering to himself. He can't stop laughing, So finally they go over and they, boom, pull the machine, pull the plug out.
No.
Everybody loses their money, and of course, an hour later, he goes back over, boom, puts it in, plays it again, and it comes back on again. And some people remembered, some forgot. By the time the second time came on, they're like, pull the plug right now, pull that out of there. And he's
that is so funny.
That's
so he was made a great Twitter troll.
Say it again.
Yeah.
I said he would have made a great Twitter troll.
Oh, sorry.
He was trolling him.
Yeah. There's an app now that you can get into jukeboxes in bars, and you can play songs on their jukebox. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, you can do that.
Who doesn't know that?
Because my kids do it.
Oh wait, that's well, we used to have to use quarters. Now you put
there's an app, and you can pick a bar and you can start playing songs. So
what I need that
football
app.
Season,
even if you're not there.
Even if you're not there, that's good to know.
So you can get into if during football season, if it's one of your rivals, you can get into their local bars and start playing songs on there.
Oh my god! That's so do that.
John would have loved that. He would have gotten a kick out of that.
Yeah, sounds like you would have loved that.
I'm going to start terrorizing people.
Somebody just said, "Do I have a go-to Bruin story?" Is that what they were asking?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, a go-to Bruin story. I can tell you one time we went. This is probably not a good story, but we went to a 1:00 start game, and it's not good when you're leaving in the middle of the daytime. And like I said, he's the one who had all of his stuff together. So I rely on him, rely on me for the fun. I rely on him for the. And we go down to get on the train to head back towards Braintree. And I come down the stairs and I look, and he's on the other side of the subway station looking at me. We're across looking at it. I'm like, huh? And he's looking at me, and the train comes, and he gets on the train and goes, and I'm like,
Stop.
I know I'm going the right way.
No.
Where is he going? What, the other way? This is before cell phones too. So I like sit in the station.
Oh my God.
Just sit there and wait. Trains coming by. I'm like, I don't even know if he's coming back, because he'd be the type to like get out and just take a cab home. You're just like, I'm not doing this. This is stupid, right? And I just sat there, and eventually, I have no idea how long, but eventually he came back. He's like, so
No.
yeah. Moral of the story: take it easy at the 1 o'clock Bruins game.
Yeah.
But so to give you another. So we used to go to concerts and games and everything, and he would give me my he'd have the tickets, and he'd give me my ticket, and I'm that guy who shows up to the gate, and I'm like, tickets. I'm like stupid cargo shorts in the back pocket, and I'm checking. Like, oh, dude, I'm like laying everything out. He's like, come on, let's go, let's go. It would happen every time. It would happen for years. Finally, he learned to get to the gate and be like, "Here's your ticket, Johnny. Here's your ticket, Johnny. You get your ticket here." That's how he would be, And I deserved it, 100% deserved it. But he was that's what he would do.
So cute.
Yeah, he was a good man. He's a great man. He's a great man. So I don't know. I just wanted to, these are stories I want people to hear about him, because he's just everybody knows or should know the incredible things he did. He did, like, behind the scenes. He did some. I don't know if people knew he was a pretty decent plumber. A pretty decent plumber. And yeah, his dad's plumber.
Yeah,
and
Oh, that's right.
And I know he would just go to somebody's house and do their plumbing work. Just not ask for anything, just do it. Somebody had an issue.
Nice.
I mean, that's kind of in the trial that kind of popped out with that mysterious plumber guy.
Richie.
Yeah,
Richie the pretend plumber or whatever. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's the kind of thing when you know that sort of background that he was a decent plumber, you'd be like, well, then she was just doing it to piss him off. Like, that's
exactly.
Very manipulative. Yeah.
And you don't know that. I mean, you kind of know it, but you don't know the full background of why was she doing it. She's doing it to piss him off, just to be an asshole. So,
Right.
Yeah. And you hear that in trial, and you're like, I mean, so many things you heard in trial. You're just like, what is the truth here? Because it's not. It's we saw the truth. We knew it. We knew what was going on, and you were confused as to you're hearing it. It's not even remotely the story at all. So, that's unfortunate too. So I'm thankful for this moment here to sort of tell some of my silly stories and relive some of that stuff. So
he's been so forgotten in all of this, and I know everybody says that, and we all say it too, but he really has been
absolutely. And, people like to say it. Oh, a justice for Johnny. It's like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Yep.
You're using it for slogan, using it to hide behind it. We know it. Everybody like it's so glaringly obvious what they're doing with it, But I'm not look. His friends on our side, we all understand what happened here, right? We know we took the loss, right? This is devastating to us. We wanted that justice, right? We wanted that justice, and it's never going to happen that way. Never going to happen that way. And you guys are pulling at some good strings here, and we're seeing some more stuff come out. And we could tell. I mean, you could tell something was going on in the courthouse because the way she acted in the courthouse, like it was she was supposed to be there. Like, this is her, like she ran, she would shout. I was telling you guys earlier, yelling tough guy to Carl on the second trial. Like, if you knew the story in the first trial, like, he was standing there and she pushed into him, but he didn't move. So she wanted him tossed. And then right before that, she brushed up so close to Mrs. O'Keefe right before that, like that her hair touched Mrs. O'Keefe's face. That's what really happened.
Wow.
You know, you don't see Mrs. O'Keefe going, yeah, we're possible.
No.
But
Right.
she abused that. She abused that privilege of having to be there. Except the day when she got sick, which was who gets a sick day? Who gets a sick day? I've never heard of that.
Nobody.
Nobody.
That's crazy.
Nobody.
Even Sarah Boone didn't pull that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Nobody.
It was a trial of firsts, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully lasts.
Yeah. Did you hear her, John, in the Rotten Mango interview? And you know, Karen strikes me as this person where she's got to one up everybody, and she's got to have the most. And she had said in the ID doc and in some of the interviews that the people they got to speak for John are people that didn't even really know him. That his sister-in-law didn't know him. And that you and Brendan, you know, she didn't know who you guys were, and you weren't even friends. And they had cut out like her, you know, closest friends, and these people traveled to come do these interviews. And it was just, to me, it was so offensive that she would try to do that to the people that loved him and to try to do that to him. And so
But that's the point. That's the point, right? So, I mean, I'll go there. That's the point of this. I won't watch anything that she's done. Every time she opens her mouth, it should start with "Once Upon a Time," right? It's
a literal fairy tale. It's a fairy tale.
It's purposely driven to what? To dehumanize the witnesses, the O'Keefes. How many times have you heard people say, "Oh, I used to have sympathy for Mrs. O'Keefe, but whatever comes after but, shut up." Right. You've lost all your humanity. It doesn't matter what you say after that. Like whatever your butt is, it came from an outside source. That's bullshit. You know, the O'Keefes are in for the money. No, you know, it's like they do it to push your buttons, and they know what they're doing. It's all, look, every single word is calculated. I won't watch anything she says. I won't watch. Look, the Friends. We won't watch any of these stupid shows. These the Lifetimes or the Prime or whatever's coming up. The Rotten Mangoes. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care what she says. It doesn't matter. It's all propaganda. It doesn't matter. It's like it's. I think I said it to Carrie earlier. It's like a historical fiction novel, right? So I love them. But they're based upon like a nugget of truth or a snippet of time in history, and that's it, right? Like that's the basis of this whole fake story around it. But then they go back and you say, "Hey, yeah, but look, that piece is true." So if that piece is true, it's a true story. It's not. Everything else is bullshit. It's all stage. It's all a stage. Everything's been calculated so that you will look the other way from that data in her car data. And Johnny's phone data, it's everybody who saw the cross of Barrows knows, right? He confirmed the taillight looked like that before Proctor was out of bed. So, you know, whatever. I mean, if you don't want to know that, if you don't want to believe it, or you listen to the wrong, whatever. That's the point. So you never look at that.
Right.
That's what all the noise is.
You and I talked about this earlier, how I was saying to John how if that was Alan Jackson, if it was reversed and he was questioning Barrows that day when, you know, there's all this bullshit and all this, you know, through Jackson's, and then Hank gets up there and shows the picture, her taillight's gone. Carrie Roberts already said that's what it looked like at 6 a.m. And Hank says to him, "Is this what you saw?" Whatever, yada yada. And Barrows says yes.
Yep. He got him too, because he said you're already on testimony talking about this. So now that you've gone, you drove 2 hours to meet them in their hotel.
Yes.
And have the powwow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now your story's this. I get it. But before you testified like this, so before I ask you, you know, when were you lying?
Right.
Before I go there, you know, so that's kind of where it was, and you saw it in. I mean, the picture spoke for itself. There was a timestamp on it.
Right.
You didn't even need that confirmation.
Right.
The confirmation helps because it puts the same taillight at 4:30 or whatever time it was before we got to, right? So I mean, that's what we know. But you know, I don't want to go. I don't want to talk about the shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Honestly,
Sorry, I apologize.
No. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
I want to ask you, John, something about, you know, early on in this case, the propaganda that she was putting out caused so much damage. And I remember Sue O'Connell saying to me, well, you know, you're really to blame for this because you're highlighting it and it's the Streisand effect. I have a completely different view of that. The damage in the first 6 to 8 weeks was so great, but you have that perspective where it's affected your life. So what is your opinion on how you would combat something like this? How do you fix this? I think, you know, we all came in a little bit later than that. And by the time we came in, I don't know what we could have done because there were so many people that just started believing those lies. And it caused so much damage. And, you know, if this ever happens again,
it's going to happen again. I mean, this is the playbook,
you know?
right? This is the playbook now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is going to be taught in schools or you know, you know, in smoke-filled rooms, they're going to talk about how they're going to figure out how to do these things again, because this is how it worked. And you asked us how to combat it. Truly, I don't know, but I can tell you this. We were like you, like most of the family and friends, we looked at this, we're like, this is pretty cut and dry, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Screaming at the voicemails, you know, she was angry and hated and like all the stuff back, like, you know, you
can't really get any more cut and dry than leaving your tail light at the
time. I mean, the tail light all over this, but more specifically, she said
in his clothing.
Yeah.
Again, it's like, I'll go back to your question, Julie. Like, what do you do? I don't know, because we all talked about it beforehand, and we were approached by, you know, mainly like newspapers, nothing crazy at the beginning, and it was like, no. It was like, look, that's not us. Like, just watch the trial. It's all there. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Right.
She was pissed. She hit the gas. She was drunk. It's simple. It really is. I said it a long time ago. It's a simple case of domestic violence. And if it was reversed, you know, if it reversed, it'd be a different, you know, he'd be in jail. He'd be in jail.
Yeah.
He'd be out of jail.
We don't treat,
right.
We don't treat men the same way.
No, we do
but
not.
You can't. Yeah. And you know,
I mean,
so how do you combat it? I don't know. The answer, short answer is, maybe for us. I mean, what you're doing is part of it right now. I mean, you're dissecting the trial and saying, look, this is where the lie is. This is where this lie is. If it happens again, if some of these same players wind up I mean, if Dr. Mary Russell winds up on any stand anywhere, it's bullshit. But you know, whatever. I mean, you dust her off and put her on the stand, and everybody's like, yeah, she like, what are we watching? Is this a sitcom? I mean,
that was insane.
If it wasn't so sad,
I know.
If it wasn't so sad, you'd have to laugh at it. Like, oh, everybody take her serious. It's serious. Like, what?
Yeah, insane.
But again, it's by design. It's by design. Like Gary, you were saying earlier about like, if the other side said it, it was gospel. If that happened right away, too. By the way, that motion that they put out at the beginning, at the pre-trial and the first trial, where they laid out the whole, you know, Colin and Brian and Bryant. So, like, that was the playbook in the first trial. That was a mistake, by the way. Like, legally speaking, right? Legally speaking, if you were going to try this, the second trial was the right way to try it for the attorneys, for the defense. That's the right way to do it. I mean, you can attack all the stuff you want, but in the first trial to come out and accuse people, I mean, accuse people, not allege, not sort of, you know, point fingers at and say, well, it could be, or here's all the evidence that says. It's more like, no, they absolutely did it. And go get them.
Yeah.
And it was like, like what, this is bizarro world. There's nothing there that even remote. Look, we know the butt dials and the whatever. Everybody says butt dials, okay. Where's the evidence that they did anything? Was the evidence on Johnny that anything like that happened to him? There's not. And so I keep going down this road. I try not to, but this is about Johnny today. So
yes,
I'll get back there. I'll get back there. But it's important. The question is important. How do you prevent it from happening? I don't know, because we sat by saying we don't want to be the reason this goes wrong. The friends got together and we're like, we can't talk. Like, we're gonna go out in the media and say something like, and the jury's gonna see us like his friends out there like boo hoo, and this is what she's. But you can't do it. So you just step back and say, and the other side behind the scenes, we didn't know until really that first time we walked into the courthouse, when they were screaming, cop right in your face, cop killer. I'm like, me? Like, me?
Yeah, John's friends, right? Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to ask you like how that first time, I can't even imagine what that felt like.
Brutal. It's brutal. Like the first time you're stunned, but then you realize like they're shouting it at me, but they're shouting it at the whole family that's ahead of us, right?
Yeah.
Keeps like copy, like, and it was rough. I mean, the O'Keefes took that pretty rough, as they should. It's pretty rough,
I can't imagine.
Talking about it now, it's a little attenuated for me because it's been a bit since they stopped, right? They realized what was happening. They were like, oh, well, the media's not going to like this, or somebody told them to knock it off.
Yeah.
More
I
likely.
think you all you were so graceful. I don't know if I could have been as graceful as you were, and stoic, and I probably would have lost my mind. We as a family went through the same thing. We had a court case. We had somebody that we loved that was murdered. So I know how difficult that is. I can't imagine going through what you guys went through to get to the courtroom. There's a video of you, John, and there's a person outside the courtroom, and he's got a camera, and he looks like a little chihuahua, and he's in everybody's face, and he's screaming at you guys. And we were talking about it today. We watched it again today, and here you are, and you're in between this little chihuahua and the family and your friends and Paul and Mrs. O'Keefe, and you're kind of keeping him back. And it's just, it was admirable, right? So here is, that male energy at the highest level, where it's, I can be here and I have control of the scene. I don't need to scream in somebody's face. I don't have to threaten I'm going to hit you. I don't have to be a little chihuahua yapping with a phone. It was amazing. I have to give you guys all props, because what you did was the
I
grace
remember
with which you walked through that.
I'll tell you a quick funny story about that. So I know what I said, right? I know what I said, but I didn't know I said it. It just, like I was saying about Johnny earlier, he's quick, he's fun, right? So something happened, you just say, like, you joke. Dark humor is where so we joke about everything. Everything's, so I made a quick, silly joke, whatever. Didn't think anything of it until a friend of mine texted me, and he says the line. I was like, what are you talking about? And then he sent me the clip. I was like, oh, I did? Right? Like, I didn't know whatever, but whatever.
Well, what an unnatural.
Say stuff sometimes.
It's a great line.
Sometimes, or appropriate. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care. It's fine. It
was great. I mean, you have two choices what kind of man you want to be. You can be the little chihuahua, or you can be the other guy. You can. Yeah.
The little chihuahua screaming at a victim's mother and brother.
When you think about that stuff, and again, we've talked about, the friends have talked about it a little bit, but that whole content creator, blogger, atmosphere stuff, that's a symptom. That's a symptom of a larger problem, right?
I agree.
They're fulfilling a need, right?
Yep.
They're supplying people with what they're looking for. And so you can, I mean, I look at it the same way. It's an act. It's all just, the good news, bad news doesn't matter. It's just to drive the content, right? So, I mean, it's this trial is rough. So I mean, I can say he's just a symptom. He's a symptom. They're all symptoms of the larger problem, which is this vapid need for, this. I feel better when somebody else is getting shit on, and and then you magnify that by, and there's a voice online. They fill it out, they fill it, and they fill it, and they fill it, and then people want more, and then you have to be more outrageous, and you say more outrageous. You have to call Mrs. O'Keefe the C word. Why? Because everybody gets so mad about it. Calling you the C word, Julie, right? A few times. I'm sure you heard that once, twice, right? And they do that. Why? It's because it drives that machine. It fills that void. And they're like, well, I got this far with this kind of craziness and this nastiness. I'm gonna ratchet it up here, and it's just a thing. And that's their business model, and it's gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Earlier, Julie, about like, how do you prevent it from happening? I mean, I'm almost 50, right? So close. And it's not that I'm not like this, like, I'm not like a boomer who doesn't understand like I get it all, but like this social media stuff and this whole, like, I don't have time. I have Twitter and that's it. Cause like, that's how you get your news, right?
Right.
Like, I don't live in this atmosphere. I don't have this world this crazy, like, it's all sort of, and I mean, look, I'm saying it to you guys on a YouTube channel, which is kind of funny for me saying it, but like, this almost hollow, like, I made really bad content, and this person's like, oh, they made bad content. I'm going to bring up their content and talk about there's nothing. It's all empty. It's all just emptiness.
Yep.
And when you dig deep into it, and you keep saying, well, it's already empty, but I got to put more stuff in there so people keep looking, and it's just gross. I mean, look, you're the exception, because what you're doing, what you're basically doing is taking all step by step, all this the important evidence that you need to document, and you need to document it because there's so much, I hate the word misinformation out there, but it really is. It's not even it's like malinformation, because they're purposely doing it, right? It's all crafted and done in a specific way, and you get it. And like you said, how do you stop that? I don't know, but like you have to sort of, I mean, do we start with the education system? I don't know. We go way back, like you get or whatever. Get back to spirituality and God in your life or something, where you gotta find something that sort of puts that thing that you're trying to feel in your life, instead of reaching out and looking for hollow, nasty, vapid, just insane stuff. So I'm going off on a tangent again.
No, I think you're right. No, I think it is a void that these people are looking to fill, and it's kind of gross that they're using other people's tragedies. That's really sick. And I think you're right. It's a symptom of something bigger. Yeah. And as far as the YouTube thing, I didn't know anything about YouTube before this case. The only reason why I'm here is because of John O'Keefe. I used to tell my kids, because I have kids, they're all now in their 20s, but I used to tell my kids, like, because they were on YouTube, like, hey, don't believe what you see on there. Like, anybody can get on YouTube and anybody can say anything. And then watching this case and all these shows, and it was like this cottage industry, and it was feeding like this addiction people had. Like, somebody's show is on at 7, and then they're going to watch again at 8, and they're just going to make up more lies, and they're going to feed into it again at 8. And these people, like, I mean, we've seen it. They spend the entire night on YouTube until 1 o'clock in the morning. And now I think it's switched to the Twitter spaces. We've seen Twitter spaces, John, that go for more than 24 hours. Where people are
48 hours.
It's insane.
I duck into them. I was telling Gary earlier, I duck into them once in a while. I'm like, oh. You're right. I'm like,
there's it's insane. I mean, most of them spend the entire time. There's 2 girls that support John O'Keefe really good. They do some great ones. Oh my gosh, Earl and Truth. Yeah, they do really great ones. The other side, man, they will literally talk about Aidan Kearney for like 24 hours straight. But not.
And then
it's crazy, like how sad
Right.
they are, and oh, they wish you wouldn't. It's crazy.
Again,
And they
that's
fight
that
and they
is-
fall asleep.
Yes,
oh, do they? Oh, that's
yeah.
but that's so Spaces is filling that empty need. Like, so your show, the YouTube shows are on at this time, and then I get my Twitter, I get to watch it. But what do I do in between? And you knew that this movement that they had was going to start eating each other alive, because there's nothing else they can do, right? Like, you know, when you become when you're in a movement, or cult is a weird whatever, right? It kind of is, but you know, when you're in this sort of movement and you believe the movement, and you're like, you become this movement, you become part of it, right? So now you're sort of, anybody who challenges like what you guys are doing, you bring up the evidence, you're like, yeah, but like that's not actually what was said. They're like, well, they can't accept it. Why? It's not because the truth is the truth. It's because they've become their identity is now wrapped into this other thing that can't accept having this other thing, right? So if you can't, if this other thing gets in, it starts to unravel your identity. Can't have it,
right?
And it's truly amazing to watch this stuff. And so I'll bottom line it for you. It sucks because this is Johnny's. This is what happened to Johnny, right? This is what happened. This whole crazy thing was set in motion. You guys can do that part of it. You guys are doing a great job doing it. You're explaining between the feds, you know, the federal part of it, and the you know, the jury part of it, which is bananas, and this outside sort of, like you were talking about social media too. Mainstream media was wild. Like,
just as bad.
You would talk to them and they would talk to you, and they'd turn around and then they'd sandbag you right on the you're like, wait, that's not, like, you didn't, like, what are you talking, like, that's not what happened.
The truth,
right?
The truth is boring. No one clicks on it.
It's not sexy. It's not sexy.
They said it.
I remember you and I were just talking about this earlier. We just talked about Barrows, and I remember I said, you know what, I'm going to watch. I never watch the news, and I said I'm going to watch the news tonight here in Boston, and see what they say about Barrows, because I mean that was a gotcha moment. Yeah, it looks exactly.
No doubt.
Right? That was a gotcha. That was a Perry
Mason moment, right?
It was over.
That's a Perry Mason moment.
They never mentioned it. Never mentioned it. Didn't talk about it. They did talk about all the other stuff, you know, that he said it didn't look like that. It's not what it ended on. And then I always tell the girls this, the same thing with Ian Whiffen. That man got up there and did a demonstration on the stage.
Amazing.
Showed it. Like, there is no, that's it. It's over. And I watched the news that night too. Not a word.
Nope.
Not a word.
I did the same thing that night. Sure.
Yep. I mean,
sure.
John,
really
with the jury, I think I'm still behind with the jury. I know with us, we had a situation before the trial even started. There was a man who was a business owner. One of his employees knew the victim. And so we were, you know, it's outside of everything, but we were still in the courtroom. And so they had a proffer with this guy, and they asked him, you know, what he knew about the murder and what he knew about the victim and everything. And when they were asking him that, he's like, yeah, I heard my wife say something about, you know, a kid was killed. He was shot on the north side, but I figured it just had to do with drugs. Yeah. And my heart sank, and they let him go through. And not only did the prosecution let him go through, he was the foreman. And we ended up with a verdict that we didn't like. We thought it was a murder. We got reckless homicide. We were lucky in 2 points. We were lucky because there was an enhancement, because he was a serious violent felon with a handgun, and he shot a kid. And the other part that we were really lucky with was, you know, his family got to give their victim statements. And I think that was stolen from the O'Keefes. I think being able to say in front of the world what this did to them, that was stolen from that family. But my point, to go back to the jury, was there ever a point with you where you were like, oof, I don't know. I don't know. Because as Americans, we put our faith in that, right? You know, you put your faith in that jury.
Sure.
And you put your
Sure.
faith in those people. And I know how I felt before the trial even started. Like, gosh, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right decision that the prosecutor just made, letting this guy go, because he already has a negative opinion. And even though it had nothing to do with drugs, like that's where this guy's head is. Did you ever have that feeling with this second jury?
Yeah. Yep. So, so now it's natural to sit. We are facing them, obviously. So it's natural to sit and sort of, you're watching the testimony. You're all into the testimony, and you're watching the faces, and you're just trying to see, right? You're trying to tell who's what. A lot of them pretty stoic, and they didn't. But there was someone. Oh God, yeah, Alan Jackson speech. You're like, please don't put him on. He was on. But there are a few. Who's really good at it, by the way, is Brennan Kane. Johnny's friend. He was like, it's this one, that one. He was talking, and so we'll talk afterwards, and he's like, it's that one in the back, and this number, and he was right, and all the ones he said, they were all alternates, every single one of them. He's like,
wow.
But I'll give you a little something. I don't know if I don't know if it's out there. I don't know if we've ever spoken about this, about the jury. So I don't know if you remember, the defense filed a motion to have Karen pull the numbers for the jury. Do you remember this?
Yep.
Yes, I remember exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, and they were like, what? Like,
Right.
So, I mean, talk about entitled, right? I mean, that's
like it's some kind of goddamn reality show. You know what I mean?
So I'll give you
game show.
A little behind the scenes now. So what happens after that? That was a day or two before, and then the day of the pulling the numbers. So Attorney Little was right in front of us, and so, like I said, that motion was filed, and we're all kind of like, what? Why would a defendant ever want to put her fingers on that? Ever? Like, you never. You better. Why would an attorney ever want their client to be like, oh? Why would you ever want to even put that out there, right? That's anyway. So your antenna's already up, right? You're like, well, that's such an odd request, amongst a whole bunch of odd requests. So anyway, fast forward, the day of the selection, Attorney Little took the, I guess I'll call it the bingo ball, whatever the thing is, the thing that rolled, right? So she took that and she put it on the desk in front of her, and she was taking each one out, and she's going through each one. She's looking, she's spinning it, she's checking the thing, and it's right in front of us. And do you remember that crazy stupid haircut she gave herself?
Oh my God, it was so bad.
Right?
So bad.
Right. So whatever. Right. I mean, I don't want to be cheap about it, but I mean, here's the picture we see. Right. It's like she's got this crazy, and her eyes are like, she's all bugging out, and she's right, and she's so intense. And Brendan and James, we're sitting there like, what is going on? Like, what does she do? Who does this? Right. There was a sidebar a little bit earlier than that, and she was up with the crazy eyes, and she's going, clerk Jim, right? So he had paperwork up there, and so everybody's talking to Canoni, and she's like going, like looking at all this, and we're like, is that the jury information she's looking, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, she's doing the thing with the balls. She's looking at them, and she's leaning over, and we're like, what am I watching? Like, this is like, talk about first. Like, I've never seen anything like that ever.
That's bizarre.
Even Hank Brennan, like at one point was like, because he was sitting sort of in front and to the right, so he had to turn and look. He's like, well, he made this face like, what is going on? Like, what is she? And he kind of stands up, and she finishes up and puts it back or whatever. And that's when Brennan and I were like, God damn it, there's something going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you already felt it, but like, I mean, I shouldn't say felt. You already like worried about it, right? But you watch this happen, and you're like, between the motion and this neurotic, crazy eye, right? And they pulled the numbers, and Brennan and I were like, well, you watch Karen, I'll watch Little, and we keep looking at the jurors and see if they look over, right? We just stare at them. We're waiting, and they didn't look over. They didn't like make like a, or anything. They weren't like, hey, we did it, but there was definitely, when it was over, that crazy Wyatt, she just kind of settled down a little bit, still crazy, but settled
Yeah.
down a little bit.
Mhm.
And you were like, that's no bueno right there. You know, that's, so take that for what it is. That's what we saw. That's what we saw personally, witnessed the whole thing happen. And then you see the nonsense right after with the jurors, you know, all the court TV or whatever, you saw that. That was,
And that one
that
guy
was,
sold his story within hours. Within
Yeah.
hours, that guy sold
Yeah.
his story to TMZ.
Yep.
I mean, and then you've got Paula who's saying, yeah, well, maybe he was hit by the car. You know, that's how he lost his shoe. But then something happened to him in the house. I can't. I can't. And it's,
sorry,
I
I'm
can't.
getting it. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. No one stood up to, yeah, you're right.
And the
Sorry.
scene that you just described,
When-
it's almost like they were writing that for a script, right, guys? Like, and we know Yannetti sold his rights.
Yep.
Before the trial even started. And Jackson and Reed seem to be in a partnership here. So it's like they wanted something they could put into a script, which is really disgusting and really sad.
Sure.
And I think it's truly anti-American. Like, if you truly are a patriot, you're an American,
100%.
you're going to let the justice system do
Right.
what the justice system needs to do.
You know, and it's a have and have not. It's between the haves and the have nots, right? Like, so we're told, hey, listen, this is America. This is how it is. This is how we, you know, these are the rules you play in, and this is what you're right. And if you have money and you have influence, you don't have to play by the same rules, right?
Yep.
You pull a connection out, you don't, you know, and it's unfortunate because, again, this all comes down to the same thing. John O'Keefe was an amazing man, and all this crazy stuff that happened, it's only preventing justice for him. That's all this is. Everything we're talking about, the Fed, the jury, all the stuff, it only affects ever getting justice for John O'Keefe, criminal justice for John O'Keefe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we'll never have that, right? We'll never ever get that. And it's, you know, life's not fair, but so what do you do with it, right? What do you gotta channel that energy somewhere else,
Right.
because there's lessons here, and there'll be repercussions other places, or maybe, you know, maybe after this life there'll be some reckoning. Not for me to say, but you know, I don't know about the higher powers that other people answer to, but there'll be some reckoning. So hey, look, this for me today has been cathartic so far. You know, like I have other stuff we can talk about still, but I'd rather talk about him. You know, I'd rather get it back to that. I mean, this pulls you out to get you so angry.
Yeah,
because
it
every
does.
time somebody says, well, friends with Peruti, who U.S. attorney, and you're like,
Right.
but John will never get justice ever,
Right.
ever. The O'Keefes will never
So-
get justice ever.
I can tell you, John, like, for me, it's been 5 years. Noah died in 2021. And I decided last year, I had a really hard time with it. You know, this is a kid that I knew from the time he was 5 years old. Horrible story, you know, shot in the chest in front of his family, in front of his siblings, in front of his mother and father. And I just kept going through like this loop. And then I realized last year, you know, when you're going through grief, to move forward, there's steps you've got to go through. And so one of those steps is acceptance. But when someone makes a choice to take a human life, there is nothing in your body and in your mind and your soul that can accept that. You're never going to get past that step. It is unacceptable for that to happen. And so I realized last year, I'm never going to move on from this. Every time I talk about it and every time I think about it, I'm going to cry, and it's going to cause a reaction in my soul and in my brain and in my mind and in my heart. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not looking for healing because what happened is not okay. And so it's kind of one of those things that you'll carry. I don't think of it as a burden. I think it's one of those things that's opened my heart and opened my mind, and it's made me a better person. I wish that there was something I could have done to prevent it. I know, like, I was, at that stage in the beginning. There's a law firm out here, and I'm friends with the managing partner. And I called him, and I was like begging him, because this person had an open warrant. And I'm like, hey, like, what can you do? Like, someone's like, I wanted somebody to pay for it. Like, if I could just go back, and if someone had just arrested him, then Noah would still be alive and nobody would be going through this pain. And I really wanted somebody to pay for it. And I remember Brian calling me. He's like, hey, we've got a meeting. I'm going to talk to everybody. I'll see what we can do. Like, maybe there's something we can do. And he's like, Julie, there's nothing. Like, it is what it is. And so you get to that point where it's like all of these things happen. But, for me, that's why I'm involved in this case. I watched what the O'Keefes were going through. I watched what these witnesses were going through. I know, the most difficult thing for me was looking at the appeal papers. And so we had an affirmative defense as well. It was this convict tried to use self-defense, and he tried to paint this family as a violent family. And I think the most offensive thing to me was reading in the papers what they were saying about this family, knowing it wasn't true. It was all it was bullshit. It was absolute bullshit. And I think in the back of my head, I was like, if somebody goes back 200 years from now, they're going to read this, and are they going to believe that? Are they going to believe what's there? And I think a lot of people outside probably, and I'm not saying Carrie or Lydia, I think they're incredibly empathetic people, but those people online and those people involved in this stuff, they don't understand how upsetting that is when you're connected to it. And I try to tell them, like, if it was you would maybe understand. I don't want this to happen to you. And I kind of went on a tangent there, but my point is that, it's, unfortunately, it's what we've been handed. And so I think you're doing a great job. You're talking about John. You're a really strong guy. When we see you in court, when we see you in interviews, you're doing such an amazing job. And I wish that it was different for you. And I wish that I could take away that pain. But unfortunately, this is what we got, right? This is what life handed us.
Yep. And now, I mean, think about the niece and nephew, because that's multiplied by exponentially. It's just, so it's. I'm sorry you went through that too, Julie, because it's an open wound, and there's not going to be closure. I mean, people like hinging on the civil case. It's like, hey, listen, these things last 6-7 years. Like, this is going to be a long time. You're not going to get, some of these characters won't even be around by the end of the story. So, you can't live and die by it. And like I was saying before, I talked to Carl and Brendan and Jackie, and it's like, I don't want to say we've gotten away from it, because it's not like we've gotten away from it, right? But like, the entertainment value that was there, or that's there for everybody, the shows that are coming out and all, it's like, no, I'm never ever gonna watch this stuff. I get text messages from people like, I'll never forget the first time I was in court. I get a text. He's a nice guy, good guy. I work with him, and he texts me, hey, he's like, I can't believe you're there. That's so incredible. I'm like, dude, you see what side of the court I'm sitting on? Like, but they don't get it. I mean, it's kind of what you were saying earlier. Until you kind of go through it, it's not but again, let's pivot to Johnny a little bit here, because when I start laughing, because I start thinking of just like the way he would talk to me, and just absolutely break my balls, and just to get you to laugh, and and that's
what do you want people to take away from what you've said about John tonight?
Honestly, I want them to get a feel for who he was, because most of the time, like you see us on these shows and this stuff, and they edit it and they clip it out, but like, he was hilarious. He was like the funniest, sometimes quiet, but sometimes in your face funny. And those are the things that as his friends we kind of hold on to, you don't get that when you get a serious trial with serious consequences and sorrow and pain and all that. You don't get the full flavor of it, when we think dark humor is funny, right? So
Yeah.
we can, gallows humor is funny. I can tell you, he did get his mother's pretty. Was that Ginny?
Yeah.
That's Ginny. Yeah. His Mrs. O'Keefe is a hot ticket too. She's the same way. Like she's a quiet assassin with her jokes, though. She's not like overly funny, but like if you listen to what she says, you're like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
What? Right.
You even got a sense of that from.
Want a good one?
Her
Want a good one from Mrs.
trial.
O'Keefe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Want a good one from Mrs. O'Keefe?
Yes.
I don't even know. Can we edit this out? Right? Can we edit this out after?
Nope.
Or is this,
Well, we're live. So,
It's live.
Oh
No
my
editing.
God.
yeah, we're live. So
Yeah, whatever, right? What's the worst going to happen, right? Worst things already happened here, so whatever.
I think the best thing was seeing Mrs. O'Keefe when she put her thumbs up when she was walking by the crowd, when people showed up in court. Like that was another time, just like your interview on Court TV when you told Vinny.
that was authentic though. When she did that, she felt she finally felt like there was a little bit of support there. We knew it was there. We were getting calls and texts, but nobody wanted to show up. Like everyone was afraid to show up.
Yeah.
Saw Kim there, saw Steph there. I mean, they were there all the time. Rain or shine, they were always there, and they were fantastic. And they brought other people out with them, and they're great. They were troopers, man. They were
really
fantastic.
were. Both of them, they really were. They really were.
They're incredible individuals, and look, they get skewered online. Why?
Yeah.
Because what? Because they believe the evidence that we believe. So you've got to destroy them. Proctor sees the text from Karen to Jack Diamond, right? He sees the incriminating text. What do? You have to destroy him. Right. You can't just say he's bad. You have to destroy him. You have to get the feds to get into his phone to destroy him because he saw the one thing that he knows. I mean, everything he did was you can't unring a bell, right? So that was there. He saw it. Destroy him. There's other instances of that too, and that's the MO. I mean, you look at the O'Keefe family and you're like, I mean, did you see the sweater that Erin's wearing? It's like, grow up. Like who are you? This is a murder trial. This is not. She don't give a shit what sweater she's wearing that day. She's not. What does she care, right? Like this is the stuff.
Although I do have to say that giraffe sweater is like burned into my heart. I love it so much.
Yeah, well, right, because it's a sweet sweater. But you know what? If you're rooting for the bad guys, that sweater's terrible, right? So, whatever.
People are demanding. I'm
going to tell you a quick story that's probably out of school, but I'm going to say it anyway. So there were a few of us in the court. So in the courthouse, during lunches or breaks, we'd go downstairs, and Mrs. O'Keefe she would make sandwiches and spreads. Like she would have food and drinks, and like she kept herself busy with it, and so you go down there for lunch, and she tells us she was saying it out loud to a couple of people. I wasn't in that conversation, but I was right next to it, and it was clear as day. She says, the day they came back to the house and they got the car, right? So Karen and her father go upstairs and they rush through. They get as much stuff as they can, and they were in a hurry. So they run out and they take the murder weapon and they get it out of there, and they go as fast. They cleaned up and made their getaway. Apparently, left behind her dildo. Yeah. And I heard Mrs. O'Keefe say that word, and I was like, what did she just say? And she's like, I know, right? Like she just left it. What? It's a moment that,
Yeah.
Dark humor, funny.
It's something
funny
you
stuff.
don't ever expect Mrs. O'Keefe to say.
No.
Oh,
Do you have all girls, John? Or your daughter? Do you just have daughters? Do you have any sons? Yeah. I have all boys, and yeah, I could have. That's probably what I would say in the same situation too. I would be like, you know what, guys?
You gotta understand, like Miss O'Keefe is like I said, she's funny. She's very funny. Has a great sense of humor. But like that was even for me. Like what? Oh boy, right?
Hot ticket.
Yeah, that'll be clipped. That'll be all over. Whatever.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
Who cares?
Oh, well.
I mean, you know. I can't. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough, right? That's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. But
Yeah.
so these are the stories behind the scenes that
Yeah.
the family. It's rough. I mean, it's rough, but you have to have small little bits of humor and Johnny would have laughed at some of the stuff.
Yeah.
He would have laughed at the darker the funnier.
Yeah.
Right.
The darker the funny. As long as it's funny, it's not crude or rude or like hateful or
Right.
nothing like that. But like
Right.
funny is funny, and
Right.
Yeah.
you get a kick out of it.
That was
So,
what was so great about talking to Chris is he was so funny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's just nice to have a break from all the darkness,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
met.
Oh,
Is that-
sorry, John. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I've met a few of these people through here. So I met Chris, very nice guy. Briefly, very nice guy. I met Brian once. Nice guy. You hear all the stupid stories and stuff, and you're on and like. Then you meet, and you're like, yeah, whatever. It's just a regular guy. Pretty heroic actually. If you're looking at his background, pretty heroic stuff. You laugh. So. Not to equate it exactly, but the speech you want me on that wall, you need me on that wall, Jackie, because whatever, right? So like he's trying to say like I'm the kind of guy that does that stuff, like because so you don't have to, maybe that's Brian Albert. I don't know. Maybe it is. He's cut from a cloth where he went into the darkest parts of the city and he did some of the roughest stuff and he dealt with some of the roughest people, and you know what? I mean, you can't not have that sort of, people can't look at you without seeing that. I mean, you have to be that way to live, to do that job. So, so, but it's easy to take that and be like, well, that kind of person is definitely the kind of person that would leave a body on his own front lawn. That's
Right.
diabolical. He's diabolical. He reverse psychologically thought that if you did that, like, unbelievable. But
It's insane.
Everyone involved. I mean, these are good, solid people. I know in the beginning when I started looking at it, I had to really try to remove myself as far as the bias, because they reminded me of people in my life, like my
they are. I mean,
my friends. Yeah. These are good people. And just the more I got, to know things, that's exactly who they are. John was a good man. And, in this world, we don't value men. And to lose a good one we should all mourn that. We should all mourn the loss of John O'Keefe, because he was one of a kind and he was a solid guy. And
Yep. And we're going to miss him.
Yeah.
The world's going to miss out on him. Those kids are gonna miss out on him, and it's just it's too bad. So, like I said, you see my stupid face on these things, and I get up there and I talk, and you hear the silly stories. I just want you to just get a flavor of how fun and funny and he had like the sharpest mind. When I went to college 100 years ago, when we went to college together, it was pre-internet, right? So, or it was like just starting. So you had to call in. Some might remember this. Lydia probably won't, but you might, you had to call in and plug in your class number. Like, so you just choose your class. You get this book. You get a booklet, right? You kind of figure out. You're like, oh, it's A2974. Like A297, right? So you have to call up, and Johnny would say, he's like, Jack, come on, dude, come on, Jackson, come on. And I was Jackson because it's John and John. And going back to the beginning of the conversations, when Johnny would be like, hey, we're not going out to the bars and meeting girls and be like, I'm John and I'm John. Right? He's like, you're Jackson, I'm John. Right? I'm done. Right. So it would be those two guys, you know. So and that's how it was forever. And Johnny's entire gigantic Italian family knows me as Jackson. So
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's true. But he would say to me, "Hey, Jax, you gotta, plug in your these are the classes we're taking next semester, right? Well, these are the classes we're taking. Okay, yeah. It's like, write it down. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'll get to it, dude. I'll get to it. He's like, dude, and he can't. He's like short circuiting. He can't.
Do it now.
Like, just give me a goddamn social security number, will you? There you go. And I give it to him, right?
Right.
So I give it to him. It wasn't too long before he passed where he says, he's I won't even say the number because, God knows this was live. Everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
He would say, oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. He still knows it. Still knows it.
No way.
Yeah.
Still remember. Oh, mine like a trap,
Wow.
But he was annoying too. He'd be like, registration's expired. I'm like, dude, get out of here. Just get out of here. Just stop.
Yeah. Stop with
it.
that. Was he a Virgo?
It's just funny. It's just how he was. He's wired that way.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't care if my inspections. I don't.
Right.
I know. Maybe I didn't, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, I know.
That's how he was, and it's a great man. I'm gonna miss him tremendously, and I appreciate you guys letting me talk a little bit about him today because
Thank you so much.
It feels good. It feels good to kind of
tell us more stories.
Yeah, you got to come
Yeah,
back.
you got to come
Sure.
back because we want to, he's been so forgotten. So to be able to let everybody hear all this was amazing.
Yeah,
Good.
we'd
Well-
love to have you back.
Oh, good. Are you going to are you going to copyright strike? Anybody? Oh, that's funny stuff, right? Everybody's so
Don't
mad.
even.
Oh.
Right. They're so mad. I'm like, then stop playing our stuff.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What are you mad
we're
about?
Oh, I
we're
love it. I
new.
love it.
I mean, like we don't know. I don't know.
Again, they're
There,
like,
there are a lot of myths and legends out there. I'll say
oh,
that.
no
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we need to use your stuff to shit all over you.
Right.
Right.
Right. We, yeah.
All right.
Ian, lie. You're not going to play our show and lie about it. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
But that's it.
Right.
That's it. When you start seizing control of your own narrative,
Right.
they can't take it. It goes back to what I said earlier. They identify
Yeah.
as FKR or whatever that thing is now, whatever that movement is.
Right.
They
Right.
identify that way.
Right.
And when you present them with something that challenges
Right.
their beliefs in that, their whole identity starts to run.
Right.
It just starts to. They can't figure it out. So
Yep.
that's what your channel is doing. I love it.
We all talk
Thank
about
you
it. Like
so
they
much.
all think that we honestly care what they say. You know what I'm saying? That they're mad
No.
about. Like
No.
we're like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
we
the real
don't
world.
care.
Not the real world.
No.
What you're talking about is evidence and
Right.
and clearing up some of the stuff
Yep.
that's floating out there. That's real.
right.
That's
With
real.
a little, we do have a little your mom mixed in. I'm not gonna lie, but
Sometimes.
But
it is the way it is.
Listen, if you didn't, it would be completely boring, and not just a little boring. Right? Right? Isn't that?
We're
isn't
just
that
aiming
what
for a
shows
little.
are? What a
Just a
boring-
little.
True.
What a boring show.
Right.
Really?
Mhm.
Really?
But
You
thank
just
you
heard that
so
story about.
much.
You just heard the story about Mrs. O'Keefe. How boring is that?
Yeah.
That's not. Yeah. That
That
was
is
Yeah,
not
not.
right.
There's
Right?
nothing
I didn't
going
clear that
on.
with
You
her, by
up
the
for a
way.
factor there.
I did not clear that with Mrs. O'Keefe, so maybe
Oops.
I'll let her know that I. She'll laugh. She'll get it.
She'll let. Yeah.
Hey, it's true.
We'll send her our love.
Again, it's true.
We pray for her all the
Yeah.
time.
So,
Just tell her we're thinking about her.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Will do.
Yes.
will
Yes.
do. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate
No,
this.
thank you,
John.
So
Jackson.
now you're bringing Kate in to do. I don't.
Yep.
I
Now,
don't,
now we're going to talk about CIA stuff.
I don't
Yeah,
even
we're gonna
know
talk about this.
anything about this stuff. Like,
Oh,
again,
you
I
gotta
don't-
listen.
I know.
It's crazy. You gotta
Oh, I
listen.
will.
will
Yeah, I
100%
didn't send
listen.
you that video. I'm gonna send that to you now.
I appreciate it. I don't know what's going on. I
Insanity.
don't listen to that stuff. Like I said, we tune out. We're done. So,
Yeah.
Right.
but this is important to us. And again, thank you guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
John,
And,
thank
I'll
you
see
so
you again
much.
soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Like,
Bye,
I
John.
don't know how to get out of here.
Thanks, John.
I'll
I don't know how to get out of here.
Oh my
that's
God, he's
awesome.
great.
That's
I
so
love
good.
him.
He's so great. He's so great.
He's so great.
Huge
It's such a
John
relief
Jackson
to
fan.
like
Huge.
hear something happy and joyful. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's such a
You see him like light up
energy.
whenever he talked about John.
yeah. And
Oh God,
people
he
in the
loves his
comments
friend.
said that.
He loves his
Yeah.
friend.
He loves him.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, should we play the video first or bring our boss on first?
Well, yeah. Should we play our boss's video?
Yeah.
I think let's bring Kate in because she's probably gonna dock our pay. She's been waiting a while, so
That's
I don't want to
true.
get rid of
I
her.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bring her in.
I don't want to get in
because
trouble.
I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm on thin ice, you guys. So.
No. Oh, why is my thing so small? I mean, it's a cat.
Whose
That's
cat
gonna
is
be-
that? Whose cat is that?
That's Puma. That's Video Jesus's deceased cat. Rest in peace.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't see a cat. Where am I supposed to see a cat?
It's really small. I'm upset.
Small.
It's so small.
It's too
Whatever.
small.
I have to go to the ladies' room. Don't talk about anything good till I get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Jenny.
Hey.
Your hair looks super cute.
Oh, thanks.
I know.
That was my rush to get ready in case Julie's Wi-Fi craps out.
Oh, I know. I'm so sorry, you guys. That was all me. We were late because of me. I'm so sorry. Blame the state of Indiana and Xfinity.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
Xfinity, you will not be sponsoring this low budget show. FYI.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Google
not.
Fiber
Not until we get a
can
better
sponsor
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google Fiber.
Very upset.
Hit us up. We're open for that.
That was such a great interview, guys.
Oh my
He's
gosh,
so
he's awesome.
amazing.
He's amazing.
He is so funny. I
He's
love
so
him.
funny. I could listen to him for hours. He was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I just
Same.
wish I had the chance to see him and John, in action.
Yeah. Together.
Because I bet they were
On Frozen Lemonade.
hysterical. Hysterical.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they must have been a trouble.
Definitely. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had me
Kate Peter
laughing,
and
but
her
also kind of
network.
crying.
Kate and
What
her
happened?
network can run the Wi-Fi. Yeah, why haven't we figured that out yet? Kate,
I don't
fix
have
the
I don't have
Wi-Fi.
a guy for that, I guess. I don't know. Ask Grant. He would be able to explain better than me.
It might be
probably.
all the tinfoil that's interfering with Julie's signal.
He explains everything.
There's
Maybe.
a good chance.
Maybe.
All right, so Kate, tell everyone what's going on. Should we play your video or should we?
What with the fake account?
Yes.
This is fascinating. So, there were I saw these too on Twitter, like all these like Meredith O'Neill accounts that were like popping up, right, and just attacking her constantly. I'm like, that's weird, right? But it's a very Aiden thing to do. So apparently, at some point, someone I'm unclear if it's. I mean, I think it's kind of insinuated that it's the Australian, but someone accessed one of these accounts. And so they were able to get in and get all the internal information on the account. And I'm mind boggled that there are Aiden supporters out there still arguing that it is not his
They
account.
are.
You could prove it in court with just what's been released on the internet. Like his financial information is linked to this account. So it's his account. And so I guess the social media piece of that is obviously he's been going around telling everyone that he's drama. How many days drama free is he now, allegedly?
0.
Well,
I
0.
mean, honestly, but I think he's counted himself up to like 45.
Yeah.
He hasn't even gone
Something like
45 minutes. Like,
No.
just on all these stock accounts, right? So that's interesting. But what's more interesting is now messages between him and Lindsay Gaetani are leaking, and they are pretty bad so far.
Mm-hmm.
They are pretty
Yeah.
bad, particularly the last one that came out where he tells her, essentially, if you recant your previous testimony and change it and now say that you were coerced and blackmailed into accusing me of crimes, I will drop the lawsuit and all this. He literally said, all this goes away. You can make this all go away.
In a text?
In a text.
In a text. And in a bubble, that would be different than in the context where that's actually what she's doing.
Oh my
God. Exactly what happened. Right.
Yep. So it's just playing out.
Wow.
Like in reverse order. Like we saw her change her testimony or offer to change her testimony. And the district attorney noticed that that would constitute perjury. And then what do you know? We have text proof that she was perhaps offered something to do that.
I mean, it's an inducement at the very least. I would say if anyone's being coerced or otherwise blackmailed, it would be her with him at this point, right? Because he's got this $2 million lawsuit hanging over her head, which he was never going to win anyway. It's silly, but and then obviously some of the messages, there's a sexual undertone to them, which adds another layer to this whole thing.
Well, I mean, she's a witness too, so that's. I mean that last text you just read to me is witness intimidation.
Well, I didn't. I think I paraphrased it. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
We have it. This one.
Yeah, we have
about this one.
Oh, this. Yep. No, that's
we're not so low budget.
Is it this one?
No, we don't
No,
have it in
it's
there.
the last one. I don't know if I got the last one. Hold on.
I can pull it.
Can you add it to the stage? I can add it.
I can't add it because I'm a guest, unfortunately.
Well, that blows your cover as the boss of all the things.
Well, it was, plausible deniability. It's by design.
If you want to put it in the secret squirrel space, I can upload it.
Let me grab it.
Whose phone number is that?
I got it. Hold on, Lydia. I'm going to send it to you through our secret portal. Don't let anybody know what it is. I just sent it.
Thank you.
It's encrypted.
And even this one is gross, though, when he's like, I know a great way to rebuild trust right now. A fun way.
So gross. It's so disgusting.
Is that his phone number?
No, this is Twitter.
One of them.
Twitter messages. Well,
no, the phone number that's redacted.
Yeah.
She's talking about the one that's redacted. So, yeah, somebody has him saved as a contact. They threw that up. He has 3 phone numbers now, apparently.
What a weirdo.
I mean, what the heck?
Right. Lots of law-abiding citizens maintain 3 separate phone numbers with no job.
You know who had a lot of phone numbers? Richard Allen. I'm just saying.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
He did?
Oh, he had like 17 phones. The only phone he didn't have was the phone that he from the day of the murder. Imagine it.
Oh, I didn't know he had more. He had a bunch of phones.
Yeah, he had like, actually, I think it was like 27 phones.
What?
It was quite a few phones, except for the one he had on February 13th, 2017. Okay.
How do I get this off? Hold on.
I don't know. Hang on. Stand by. Everybody.
Pull the other one. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
What is going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm tired.
We need the
hang
crop.
on. How do I make this bigger?
Yeah, we're dock and pay for that one. That was
No.
We need the
How do I
cropped
make it?
one.
How do I make it bigger?
Listen, we're still low budget.
You don't. That's okay though. I will read it. I will get it and read it because this is yeah.
We are all getting written up after this.
Yeah, no, there's going to be some swift and severe punishment for sure.
We're going to the penal colony in Australia.
So it is a smaller screenshot, to be fair. So it starts at the top, and we see Aiden say, guess which one I'm watching, and then she does a little monkey covering its eyes, like woohoo, and he goes, my favorite one.
Ew.
She goes, which one? He responds, wish I could just show. So yeah, we can decide what that is. This woman who accused him of rape, this man that she says raped him. This is how they're talking, which is normal. And then he sends her a post that she had written on October 27th defending him and says, interesting post. She asks, why is it interesting? Now, at this point, Aiden Carney, who has used his own credit card and home billing information, home IP address, phone number, a throwaway email at least, but has attached all this personal information to this account, has the bright idea to slide into talking in third person. And he says, defending Aiden. Then he follows it up with another text and he says, I'd be willing to bet that Aiden would drop the lawsuit and promise you immunity if you say that he didn't assault or threaten you, and that Tony and Kate forced or blackmail you to say that. You could end this all.
Oh my God.
There
How
it
is
is.
he how is he so stupid?
Wow.
Well, no, he's really clever because he slid over to third person.
That's going to throw them all off.
Right. He could never, ever work for you, Kate, because he's so obvious.
No. That was the disconnect there is that he's a fucking idiot and I am not. So that was one way that we were professionally incompatible, actually.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's witness intimidation. So if you were to look at the general laws, chapter 268, section 13B, it's not just emotional harm, economic harm, physical harm. It's not just that. It's any sort of, manipulation, pressure, coercion, and offering inducement or bribery is very well covered in the statute. And that is what has happened here.
Wow.
Yeah. And lo and behold, in these messages from October 27th, by November, he's announcing to his audience in public that they're making a deal. By late December, they are engaging in negotiations to drop the lawsuit. They have a continued court date, and she has completely changed her story, including claiming that she was, somehow coerced or otherwise manipulated. And it's funny because I was listening to some of her prior testimony and hearings, and she was asked questions by Bradel about being promised things or, manipulated in any way. And she answers no every single time. And now she's changing that story completely.
I don't know how they think she's going to be a credible witness for them. I really don't. We're living in Delulu land. That none of this, them thinking none of this is going to be brought up, or her prior testimony or statements.
Well, what's so funny is that both his witnesses have a problem now, because Nan, the one he was also trashing on the 5150 account,
right,
was a witness to the most recent charge.
Right.
So how do you think that's going to go?
Yeah.
Nan doesn't think it's going to go well.
No, she's made some comments. Essentially, I think at one point she pointed out that she has a clearer audio on her.
She said she has the full audio and that the D&E pizza camera did not capture the full audio, but Nan has it. There are a lot of women with weapons right now.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all pointed the same way.
The comm center said, why a text? Why didn't he send a letter?
You would think at this point the guy would start using postcards or post-it notes that you could just crumple up and throw away. Maybe a smoke signal,
right?
Putting it into it's just he goes through the trouble of and I know all he was thinking about clearly probably was Lindsay screenshotting it when he did it in third person, but he's paying money to verify these SOC accounts, right? So it is, you can't get any more clear ownership than a paper trail like that. Not just that, but I know the prevailing theory in Turtle Land right now is that Meredith must have made this account and then framed him. But the phone number, right? You can't set up a phone number on an account without it having a code sent to the phone, which then you enter. So you can't just use a phone number and set up an account with it. You have to do the verification. So in order for that phone number, his phone number, to be on that account, he would have had to get the code and enter it.
Now, should we show his live reaction to seeing the account revealed?
I haven't
on
even seen it
X
yet.
last night.
I
Do
haven't
we
even
have
seen
it?
This?
Do you have it?
I have it,
I
and
would like to see it actually because I
this
haven't had a
is
chance.
this is shown with permission of the creator, our good little raccoon friend Bonnie,
Oh,
who
I
is
like
the
her.
master of clipping all the things. She
She's
makes us
definitely
all look
my
like amateurs.
she's my direct competition now for sure.
She is. I'm sure she'll be absorbed into the organization tonight.
Oh, I
But anyway,
haven't seen this. I'm excited.
thank you, Bonnie, for allowing us to show this video.
Thank you, Bonnie.
many of which pay to keep your platforms up and running. How do you define yourself in the industry, and why do you think so many people gravitate towards your style of reporting?
That's the hat thing. Activist, satirist, and I was already saying that.
Satirist wasn't there yet. Close. It was entertainer. So journalist, activist, entertainer.
Yeah. Okay.
So very similar story to what you were saying, but you said I break major news stories. I don't stop there. I take a firm position on the stories I'm writing about. I try to fix whatever problem I'm highlighting. That's my activist side. On the live show, you see a more laid-back version of life. I try to fix whatever problem I'm highlighting. That's my activist side. On the live show, you see a more laid-back version of me. See a more laid-back version of me making people laugh and talking about things that I've uncovered. My language isn't for everyone, and my biggest critic is my mother. So I'm cognizant of the fact that I swear too much, and I'm trying to work on that. I promise. But my heart is in the right place, and I can just come across as rough around the edges, when in reality, I'm a big softie. Here and there, but no one cares about the Fall River gutter muppet selling her food stamps on Facebook. It's just not that important. However, I would argue that Jennifer McCabe and Chris Albert are ratchets in disguise. Next year's Ratchet Badness is going to be completely Canton-based.
That's true.
While you are kind of in this, but now that some time has passed, do you ever feel compelled to go back to the basics of when you first in Parm? It was the 12th choice to be a special prosecutor because no one else was foolish enough to declare war on the First Amendment like he was. My supporters, like the Canton Nine, are like family to me. I would do anything for those people, and I know that they would do the same for me. These are not minions. They are highly educated, deeply concerned, tax-paying citizens who refuse to remain silent as Oompa Loompa Ken Mello tramples on the... Just like the Canton Nine are like family to me. I would do anything for those people, and I know that they would do the same for me. These are not minions. They are highly educated, deeply concerned, tax-paying citizens who refuse to remain silent as Oompa Loompa Ken Mello tramples on the first. I know he lives in Somerset with me. His health wasn't doing well. I did miss that big dick energy he was exerting when he was walking into court. You know what I mean? He'd have somebody drop him off and he'd walk in. You always kind of felt bad for Kazi a little differently, but
I mean, I never felt bad for him because he was evil. You know what I mean? Like he put me in jail and felt on my birthday and felt like nothing didn't bother him.
Is that I'm out to hurt or attack people. I am the person who stands up to the bullies. That's not attacking people, that's defending people. Today, what would you say is the biggest misconception about you that you would want to correct? Or does that stand true today?
What is the big, so what's my answer?
It was that you were out to hurt or attack people, and that you're the person you're saying that's not attacking people, you're defending people, you're standing up to bullies. You wanted people to know that you weren't being out hurting people deliberately, that you were standing up to these people. Do you think that's still the biggest misconception about you? Like today, if you have to answer that question. So let's talk about, he's still here. Talk to us about,
can I go?
Yes, go ahead.
Be right back.
I'm going to read some comments.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys, all of you all take bathroom breaks. Huh?
Yes, occasionally we have to take a bathroom break. What would you like us to do?
I'm dying.
He wasn't affected at all. There's no effect on him.
He was losing
He
it.
was losing it. Losing
So
it.
has anybody seen Twitter in the past couple hours? We've been here. Has anything
No.
happened?
Supposedly something was happening, but I haven't seen it.
What was
No, I
happening?
haven't seen it.
We'll find out after.
Yeah, this is like ruining my sleep schedule.
Same.
I agree. Like
I am
last night, I
so
was
tired.
oh, can't you guys start earlier? Like I'm an elderly lady. We got to start at like 5 p.m.
No, I didn't mean the stream. I meant this whole like all this drama because I get sucked right into watching.
Yes.
It's just fascinating to me because these people have been insisting that there's all this government corruption and this multi-person conspiracy
Right.
and the only corruption that I've ever been able to see actually get revealed here is in their own ranks.
Yeah.
Wild, right?
Right.
Kate, I've been asking all of them for the past 3 weeks, like, can you just tell me what corruption is? They can't even define it. They can't define it. They don't know
It's
what
Kate
it is.
Peter.
But Mark
Yeah,
Betterow says corruption, and David Yannetti says corruption, and so it's just everywhere. It's just this big illusory term where it's just like it's a cloud hanging over all of us. It's corruption.
The McDonald's ice cream machine not working? Corruption.
Corruption.
Yeah.
I would think
Conspiracy,
that doing things
corruption.
like offering incentives to witnesses to lie, that would be kind of like something that I would consider to be rather
That's
corrupt.
pretty corrupt.
Yeah,
That's
manufacturing
Almost
conflict. It's kind of corrupt.
every accusation is a projection. In both of these cases, in Karen's case and in Aiden's case, every accusation is something they are actually doing. It's insane.
And to the little one, you know what else is a good example of corruption is when your text messages come out that you were trying to get rid of the prosecutor. Little guy, little fella, little buddy
with his little penguin attorney and whiskey.
Yeah. He's like, when
Whiskey
we
guy.
get rid of this bleep, right
Yeah.
in his text messages, that feels like corruption, right? Has anyone seen, you're his best friend, Jenny, so has anyone seen a text message from Hank Brennan where he was plotting
Hank, yes,
to
Hank. Okay.
get rid
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Oh, not that.
I thought you were
Don't
saying
worry.
Aiden's best friend. I'm like,
No. But I mean, has anyone seen a text from Hank Brennan that was like those Betterow texts where he's like, we're getting rid of this?
You would never see a text like that from Hank.
or a signal message.
No.
Never.
So, yeah. Crazy.
It really is. So
Well,
I think tomorrow, you guys, Kate, are you still here?
I'm still here.
She is.
So I think the witnesses motion is due, right? The motion.
Yeah, tomorrow's the 23rd, so yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Okay. So that will be really exciting to get to see that. So I can't wait for that.
It should be a motion to dismiss, I believe, was sort of what I was reading.
Yeah.
With,
Yes.
with the motion they put in, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, for
It'll
sure.
take a while. Usually, it takes a month or sometimes several months for them to rule on something like that, so it won't be instantaneous. I would be surprised if they had a hearing. They may.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I think I feel like the next step is, I think I asked a lawyer that I know, and I think the next step is Karen's team has to answer their motion to dismiss.
Right.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure.
Yep.
Right.
And then I think maybe a hearing, or I'm not sure.
Without seeing the motion, it's hard for me to know. I would be surprised if there was a hearing, though, like especially federal court, because as I like to remind people, I was sued in federal court. They do most of the stuff on paper. You don't really have a lot of hearings.
Yeah. Yeah. It just can take a long time. It's a long road.
No, that's what I mean. Like, you know, you put in, you know, your filing, and then you get the response. You have to confirm. Then it goes to the judge. Then the judge takes like months to rule on. You know, and it's a very, very, very slow process.
I think that's another thing I wanted to say tonight when we got a second. I think it was Julie that somebody responded to today on Twitter, and I think they kept asking, you know, the trial's over. Why are we still talking about this? We would love to not be talking about this, but Karen has kept this going because she's suing everyone. She's the one that's, you know, she's suing the witnesses. So it's not over. So that was just something that struck me as funny. I saw like 3 people saying that today.
Yeah.
You know, Karen could have went off into the sunset, and, you know.
She could have, but also I will talk about liars until the end of time.
Yeah.
I mean, the lies were so egregious.
Right.
I'm going to revisit those lies for as long as it takes. So,
of course.
I don't even know all the lies yet.
Right. But it just made me laugh. It's them acting like it's certainly not over. I mean,
right.
No, and I mean, Karen does, all these people, they don't get to just lie with impunity and then ride off into the sunset and have people just forget about it.
Right.
And I think the microcosm that she's created here, this little world, it's fascinating to watch it unravel.
It is.
I was listening to John Jackson earlier talk about how people are trying to fill something in their lives, and I think that's it. But there's something really powerful about this. That, I mean, like I go all different sides of the internet, right? I cover a lot of ground. I haven't seen anything quite the same as the true crime social media community. It's horrifying. It really is, just how dark it is, but it's something deeper and darker than that. And I think, you know, watching the way that these people interact with each other has been fascinating as it all kind of falls apart.
It's really crazy.
It is crazy. And when he said that, and I meant to say this, the void in people's lives, or whatever it is, like that urge to do something, to create something that used to be filled with like knitting and gardening, and why is it filled with this now? Like, I don't get it.
Kate,
where's
do you
the
feel
knitting? Let's make knitting trend again.
Yeah, we could all start a knitting club. Like I said, we could have been the aunties, and we could have.
Denise and I have a book club.
We're in a book club.
I'm not really a knitting. I would join a book club. I like to read.
I'm terrible at knitting, but I would be willing to do an auntie's knitting. Like, I could buy some knots.
I would try it.
That's what I like. I make tapered scarves, because like I'll start out strong, and then every time I knit, I lose rows in there, and by the end it's just really nuts.
I'm not good at it, but it's better than being mean to people on the internet.
I agree with you.
I like being mean to people on the internet more. I'm going to be completely honest.
We like when you're mean to people on the internet too.
I'm only mean to them when they're mean to me first.
I don't know who this Cyrix person is, and I curse you forever introducing me
I don't
to
appreciate that, Kate.
Strange
I leave
man.
him alone. I can't believe that he went viral, but
I don't like
him.
him.
Yeah. It's creepy. It's creepy.
So gross. Oh no, you don't even know the half of it. Like, this is that's very surface level Cyrax. I am actually Cyrax's maybe not number one. I'm up there though, living arch nemesis, even though I haven't done any content on him in years. But I discovered that he was a pedophile and alerted. Yeah, so that started a chain reaction that's really been unpleasant for him. And I mean, I don't know, he's a lol cow, so he kind of he lives off. That's usually kind of where where I hang out on the internet. I mean, you want to talk about toxic. I noticed that a lot of his community was following me on Twitter today. I was happy to try to introduce them to people like Aiden and Grant Smith Ellis. Like, if you think your ties are bad, then get a hold of the Cyrax Nation. Like, let me know what happens when your fence is missing from your house.
Do you feel a little bit of redemption, Kate, with these messages coming out that, they were trying to set you up? Like, Aiden's obsession with taking Kate Peter down is like
it's insane.
Beyond. And do you guys remember? Oh my goodness! I wish I would have sent it to the group. Remember that really creepy text that Lindsay had? Post on Twitter that she had where it was like, Kate Peter, you've met your match, and that was like, when was that? Do you remember that?
It was like, do you think Kate Peter regrets kicking me out of her Discord? Like, no. I mean, like your behavior from the moment that I did on reaffirms every day why I kicked you out of that Discord, lady.
Absolutely.
Like, no regrets there. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I mean, clearly, things soured and she just immediately ran over there to him again, which is psychotic. But I mean, do I feel, vindicated? No, it's exactly what I said that it was, right? I called this from the beginning, like, oh, well, he has made a deal with her and has induced this. And I was right, but I knew I was right the whole time. It was blatantly obvious. Like, these texts are just like, it's almost comically overkill as far as proof of what he was doing. Because you figure he's already like on live stream several times announcing to his audience, like, we made a deal and, we can handle our differences privately. We're going to sign an NDA about this deal. Right. And like, it's obvious what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tries to make it seem like he's handling things in an adult way when he doesn't have an adult gene in his body. I mean, it's all of this stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Shannon says,
Grant just asked, how many times a day do you think Grant says Kate Peter?
A lot.
Like curses at the sky, Kate Peter.
Somebody counted it.
Shannon brings up an interesting point and says Grant would definitely befriend Cyrax alien just because of Kate. Aiden actually did at one point, just so that
stop it.
Aiden actually called the police here in Massachusetts on me about how I was cyberbullying. And so they never reached out to me afterwards. But if you went into the lore, like Cyrax asks for it, I understand it. I have a certain amount of sympathy, and he gets trolled hard, and like some of his trolls go like way over the line from what I would do. But like even his own local police kind of troll him. Like that's just his life, right? This is how he lives. Leave him alone. Like he's a lol cow. But yeah, Aiden saw that as an opportunity to try to get me in trouble. You can go back and you can watch videos of Cyrax bragging about how he's friends with Turtle Boy and Turtle Boy's helping him and all this stuff.
Oh my God.
The guy's a pedophile. Like literally he thought I was a 14-year-old girl who was being bullied and sent me dick pics without any provocation or, request at all. And then once he did it and kind of came to his senses and realized how incriminating that could be, tried to threaten me into not telling anyone, thinking I was a 14-year-old girl the whole time, though, because I could catfish. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
really
that
gross.
explains.
Really gross.
Yeah.
Okay,
but that's
that
the kind of person that Aiden will hang out with online and try to get me with, just for the record.
Jojo says, vile. I can't believe I felt bad for her. I'm with you, girl. I can't believe I felt bad for her too. Her mouth is just such a turnoff. Yeah, I agree.
I liked her, but she wasn't like that.
No, she wasn't. I really liked Lindsay.
Oh.
Sad.
And everybody tried to help her. People were kind to her. And then, Lindsay's rant on Grant's Spaces was literally the most insane, deranged rant I have ever heard.
Same.
Girl, same. Like that was insane. Like she's going off on this little teenage girl. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
and of course trying to drag Jen into it and blame Jen though. Jen McCabe never said any of that. That's crazy, right? And like it's pretty sad when even most of the Turtle Boy people are like, I don't believe you, right? Because it's just absurd the stuff but that's what she does now. And then, she comes back and makes that horrible accusation about Meredith, right? Which I believe that she and Grant actually planned, like, to save face.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that was awful. That was so horrible.
Which is disgusting.
You know what, Kate? I wanted to talk about just for a second what you and I talked about today, because I was meaning to say this to the girls. Kate and I were talking about, because we were talking about, obviously, him doing this now, trying to get Lindsay, you know, to whatever, be on his side. But we were talking about that fake or affidavit or whatever, Jean wrote, you know,
Jean.
and I was saying to her how crazy it is that they can just say things like that, right? You know, they're, you know, Jen McKay bought Kate a couch, and Jen McKay went out to dinner with Michael Morrissey and Kate Peter, and Jean was at Kate's house and heard Kate on the phone with Hank Brennan. And they can say all of this and try to ruin all these people's reputations, and never comes up again. Like, Jean just disappears, never comes up again. No one says anything no judge says anything, or no one says anything to these lawyers like, hey, so whatever happened with all that stuff? I mean, it's just blatant lies, and no one has to answer for it. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Also, I would like furniture and food. If anybody would like to buy me furniture and buy me a meal, I would like that too.
Jen will buy you a couch.
Yeah, the couch program is great. That's a big benefit. I mean, there's PTO and then there's furniture. So.
What is there dinner and lunch? Do I get that too?
Definitely.
Vegemite sandwiches in honor of the Aussies.
Right.
Ham sandwiches.
And shrimp on the Barbie.
Ham sandwiches in honor of Dr. Renchelaer.
That guy.
He's the worst.
He's the worst.
He is.
He is the worst.
Yeah.
If you're out there,
you're the worst.
Yeah.
Anybody that just like happened to pop in here that had no clue what this YouTube channel was was would be so
nuts.
Confused. Yeah, they would literally like
so confused.
Yeah, they would be looking at us the way we look at Grant when he talks. Seriously.
I love that he was in that he was the Chihuahua in that video where everyone was walking into the court. Like, it was so interesting watching that intro and watching that video tonight of all nights, seeing all the characters in that video that have been on display for the past couple weeks.
Can we play it so people can look for John Jackson and see how he handled that situation? Because he handled that like...
Yeah, well, we're going to wrap it up anyway, right? We'll play it on the way out.
I was going to say,
play it on the way out.
It's getting late for me. I gotta get
back.
back.
It's getting late. Let me put it as the outro. Hang on.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tonight.
Wait. I'm not ready yet.
Well, I know. I want to tell them about the website. Just, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do that. And then it's not in there, so I'm just gonna have to put it on stage.
Yeah, I've got
an outro.
Okay.
And so John is in like a sweater. John is in like a blue sweater. So look for the blue sweater. I think it has stripes on it. And just watch the way he navigates that situation, and he protects the people that are involved. It's
the O'Keefe's.
Wait, Julie, is it the one
defendingthetruth.org, and go on and read about everything. And if you can donate to the Witnesses Defense Fund, that would be amazing. And if you can't, you can say a prayer, or just wish them good luck, or that you're thinking of them. That would be amazing.
And it's
Julie.
Lydia,
is it the one down in Present, the courtroom harassment one? Is it that one?
Yes.
Okay.
The courtroom harassment. Yeah, it's that one.
All right. Well, thank y'all for being here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Kate.
A disgrace to your brother. A disgrace. You are a disgrace. I'll say whatever I want. No, she showed up for the first time tonight with you guys. She showed up with you guys. Disgusting. Disgusting, Paul. Disgusting. Disgusting. Paul, do you have any shame at all pulling something like that? Hey.